On this week's episode, we are going to talk about little things that make us happy.
Not just our favorite things, but our favorite parts about our favorite things.
Oh, so stick around.
Hi, and welcome to Rare with Flair.
The podcast where two 20-somethings with the same rare disease are living our best lives. I'm your host, Casey.
And I am your host, Cassandra. How you been, Case?
I've been good, Cass. I've been good. You know what made my week this week?
What made your week this week?
I finished watching SpongeBob with you.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
what a loverly experience.
A loverly.
I'm Eliza Doolittle all of a sudden.
Oh,
I don't know where that came from. It was a great experience.
It was so fun. I had the best time just like deconstructing an animated TV show for children with you.
One day on the pod, we'll need to share some of our favorites of SpongeBob that no one will care about at all.
Ooh, that could be an excellent mini episode
Oh my
for
gosh.
the future.
Yes. That literally would get one listen, maybe.
Yeah. From our
How have
two
you
listeners.
been? Yes. Only one of the two will tune in. Surely for that.
Girl, it's been really nice weather here. I know we complained on a recent episode about it being too hot for fall, but the past couple weeks have actually been super nice. It's been very like temperate, and I think it's supposed to stay like that for a few weeks. And I don't know, like Ohio is known for oscillating between like temperature changes really quickly. So the fact that we have like any kind of stable season is frankly a miracle, and I'm happy about it.
Yes. We do record these episodes generally a week before we release them. So I was laughing when I was editing the other one that I was saying it was 99 degrees outside because it had already cooled down by the time the episode released. But I was
Right.
So people were probably listening like, oh, poor Casey, it's 99, when really it was not anymore. But yes, it's gotten cooler here too, and I'm living for the fall.
It's
living.
Wonderful. It's wonderful.
Wonderful. Yes, quite right. It is great.
I'm trying to think, honestly, like these past couple weeks have been like fairly chill. I don't know if I have anything major to report that I feel like won't give anything away in the rest of the episode.
Right. I know. I went to my nephew's football game. He's in multiple different sports.
Cute.
And you know what I realized?
This
it was
nephew
really
is
funny.
how old for our listeners?
7.
Cutie.
And it was really funny because the whole time I was recording, well, okay, I wasn't actually recording. I was using my phone camera to zoom in and watch him. But I think all the other parents and friends and family around thought that I was like recording the entire game. But really I was,
Oh, wow, I love that.
using the Zoom so I can see.
You're the biggest fanatic of your nephew.
Really, I'm blind, but most people didn't know that, and so they definitely thought, that I was recording the entire thing, but
Oh,
really
man.
I was watching it
Oh,
through my phone. So I thought that'd be
man.
I thought of that to tell on the podcast because it's a funny blind moment of like, wow, that girl is literally recording like a whole hour on her phone.
Oh, you know
That's not how-
what? Since then, speaking of exciting fall activities, I know I mentioned at the end of I think I mentioned at the end of the last episode that I was gonna go apple picking, and I did, and it was so
Oh my gosh.
exciting.
Yes, and then you made an apple pie.
Yes, I did. Okay. People like to make fun of like fall activities like going to a pumpkin patch and apple picking because they're like way more expensive than they need to be. And yes, you pay for an experience, okay? But I was expecting apple picking to be kind of expensive, but I paid like $25 for like a small bag, what they call a small bag. I've made like 7.5 pounds worth of apple stuff already. So with 7.5 pounds of apples that I picked is more what I want to say. And I still have apples left over. So, I feel like I'm really winning here. And I feel like it was a really good deal. I made apple butter and apple pie. And I plan to make
Yes, you
apple
made
cake.
so many things. No, that you totally got your money's worth. And I think, like, with things like that, like, yes, okay, it is a lot of money for walking through a field or whatever. But I think it's, like, also your attitude towards
was fun.
Like, if you're gonna go to, like, you know, on a hayride or something and you're just like, oh, this is itchy and annoying and I paid $20, like, okay, you can complain. But, like, if you go and, like, really try to get in the fall spirit, I think those kind of things are fun. But then again, I'm like a 3-year-old at heart.
Okay, but, like, it was so fun. I wore my overalls and I went with my friends.
Yes, no, it's so
Kristen
fun.
and her husband Kevin. We're just picking apples and laughing about, like, dumb stuff we were saying. So it was great.
Yes, that's so fun. I love it.
Any
I
fall
love it.
activities upcoming for you?
I'm going to go apple picking too. I think
Yes.
there's a group that's trying to get together for it. So yes, and just other fun things that I'm excited to do. And you know what?
Speaking of which,
Speaking of which, apple picking and fall things are small things we love
that make us happy.
that make us happy. Wow, it's like you finished my
Oh
thought.
my gosh.
Always finishing my sentences.
We're soulmates, you guys.
Soulmates.
Disclaimer,
Even
we're not
on
actually
iPad.
dating.
No. Even though we act like we are.
I know.
Even through the iPad, you finish my sandwiches.
I always finish your sandwiches. And we wrote a list of like 15 things that make us happy that are so when we had this idea, actually, when I say we, but it was really Casey who had the brainchild of this idea. And we put it on our calendar, and then, like, she was looking ahead, and she sent me a voice memo, like, hey, is this, like, things we're, like, you know, things we enjoy? Because I feel like we already did an episode about that, like, plug for our favorite things.
Yes.
But, in fact, we decided to make them highly specific.
Yes. This is not really our favorite thing. I mean, it is some of our favorite things, but like we are going specific with these favorite things. It's like those little things in life that you don't really appreciate on the day to day, maybe necessarily because they're so random. But like when you think about it, you're like, I'm so glad that exists, you know?
How long did it take you to write this list? Because honestly, it took a surprisingly short amount of time for me to come up with
literally
this.
maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah. I did
They
it
just were
earlier
flowing
today.
out of
Just
me.
like, oh yeah, and that.
flowing out of me. Yes. So I'm excited to hear
Okay.
your list, and I bet we'll have some crossover.
I bet we will.
I'm excited for this though. We haven't done a Flair episode in a while, which is what we call our episodes where we're not focusing on disability.
Get it,
So,
rare with flair.
Get it? Rare and Flair. We're bros. So
We're
no,
hilarious.
I'm excited. Do you want to go and
Okay.
we can go back and forth? Yeah.
All right, so my first thing, this is so simple. I love cold water right out of my fridge. Like I have a Brita filter, and like I pour it in my water bottle. I have a metal one that keeps things cold for a long time. I pour it in, and I like screw the cap on, and I take that first sip. Like, it's so nice and cold. I love it.
You know what? That is literally a highlight of my entire day.
Yeah.
Because I also have a Brita filter in the fridge, and I get up in the morning, and that's like the first thing I do. Like when I go to my kitchen, I fill up my water bottle, and you take that first sip. Oh my gosh. No, that's
Life-changing.
like such a, I get excited for it every morning. Like truly.
Ooh, I want that crisp water feel.
That's a very good one. My first one is, and this is no surprise, but like extremely specific curated playlists. Okay. Now I have Spotify. You can do this on other apps as well. But like I have a playlist for everything. Is it a rainy day? Is it a cozy morning? Is it a like I'm angry today? I literally love a very specific playlist for the season, for the mood, for the time. And it makes me so happy to create them, but it also makes me happy to like listen to other people's creations that they've made.
I love when like you can just, I don't know, I'm thinking of like a very niche like SpongeBob reference.
Oh,
but it's like
perfect.
if it's the middle of January and it's with like the third Wednesday in January and like it's
Yes.
just like so specific. That's what your playlists are like.
Yes, they're extremely specific.
love
I have
it.
like so many. Yeah, love it.
Okay, my second one is seeing a new bloom start to pop up in my anthurium. I have an anthurium, which is this, it's not even like a flower, I would say, but they're, I forget the science term for these, but it's like a poinsettia where like the leaves look like flowers. I think they might be flowers, but they're very like waxy feeling. They almost feel like plastic, but they're really pretty, and they come in like either just really vibrant red or like vibrant pink or white. I have a red anthurium that has like popped off a bunch of little blooms, which is just so exciting when I find a new one starting to pop its head out. Like, oh, how exciting.
I also have an anthurium, and it's funny because my number 5 was watching my plants have growth.
Yay!
And I actually wrote that. You had kind of mentioned that earlier today of one of, like, she had teased just one of hers, but I'd already written it.
It's perfect.
There is nothing more that I love than like checking on my plants and seeing a new leaf or just new growth. And sometimes you'll check on your plants and you're like, oh no, you're not doing well. Like sometimes they're looking a little sad, but when they're looking happy, it makes me happy. And so that was my 5th one, but I skipped it, and that so that's my next one.
Great.
Same as yours. I knew we'd have some crossover.
All right. So this is my next one is falling in love with a new album or a new like an artist I haven't heard, or a new release of an artist that I really like. Because not everything that an artist releases is gonna be your favorite thing. Taste is subjective, right? But like just hearing a record that you just like instantly click with. Or even, it just, that's such a good feeling.
Yes, it's very rare, too, that I have that, like, really intense, like, love for, like, I feel like maybe, like, I find one new artist a year that I really love. But it's rare, you know? And, yeah, with that or an album, I agree. That's so good. Okay, my next one is just candles. Because I love not only the smell, I love the smell, but I love like the ambiance of having a candle, like the flickering flame, having a candle on my desk in the morning while I work, like lighting it first thing in the morning. And obviously I don't let it burn for too long, but like having it there for a while, just kind of helps me feel relaxed, and it makes my working and my desk more of like a cozy place. So I love a candle.
Also, fun fact, for a while Casey did not light fires because honestly lighting fires is scary, and I love that like that's become part of your little morning ritual. That's so cute.
Literally, I didn't use candles at all until a year ago. Do you like candles too?
I love candles. Yes. I love finding it, so I'm kind of picky about smells. Like, I don't really like anything that's super, super sweet because I feel like it's going to give me a headache. Or if it smells too much like food, I just get sad because I want to eat it.
I know what you mean. I'm really picky too. I have allergies, so some of them bother my allergies, and then some of them give me a headache. Like, I'm very picky too, but when you find the right scent,
it's just so good. Yes.
So good.
All right, so this is specific to the apple pie I baked recently, but so working with pastries is a pain, kind of. And I've made lots of different pies and tarts over the past couple of years, specifically, really. But like, there's this like new sense of like just this swell of pride when you like roll out your pastry after it's like been chilled in the fridge, and you can put it in your pie mold or your tart shell mold, and it doesn't break, and it just lays there perfectly, and it looks like a freaking Cook magazine thing. Just wow. Yes. I feel so like empowered as like an amateur home baker.
Yeah, Cass really bakes like super intricate things. At least lately, you've really been like baking these crazy, amazing looking pastries. I've been going
hard, you guys.
And like, it is a sense of pride, I'm sure, when you like make something that not only tastes good but is like beautiful looking, because it's like it is like out of a magazine. I love that one. That's a good one. Okay, my next one, I am huge into this, and it seems simple, but it's like my greatest joy in life. The weather changing. And this is either going from summer to fall or from winter to spring, like when it's getting cold or when it's getting warm again. Because usually I'm freaking sick of the opposite season that we're in. And I'm really excited. I get genuinely so excited though. I love fall, but I also love when spring and summer are coming after a long winter. Like, oh,
What,
'cause I don't
Casey,
like,
you don't like
winter.
fall into winter? You don't like that?
Listen,
You
I
don't like that
winter, man.
really cold moment where you realize you have to wear your parka again?
No, nope, not my jam.
You don't
not
like
it.
Okay, but what about the
not
first snow? The first snow is really special.
I've been really trying the last few years to romanticize the snow because I kind of hate it.
Yeah, me too.
I've been really trying to love it, and I've been trying, and I've gotten better. I used to hate the rain, and I've started to kind of like the rain a little more.
I love the rain.
I'm trying. I love the rain when I'm inside.
Listen, I don't really like the snow either. It just reminds me I have to shovel my back steps.
Oh,
I'm like, no.
Oh, it doesn't really snow enough here to be shoveling per se. Most of the time, we get like maybe 2 big ones a year, and by big I mean like not very big.
2 times it snows.
Yes. So, and yeah, 2 times, literally just 2 times, period. that it snows.
Okay, my next one is the excitement of going to just like a new coffee shop. I love
Of course.
I love going to business at like new restaurants and stuff, and that's super exciting. But I don't know, there's something about like the smell of the coffee in the coffee shop. I went to a new one with my mom on Sunday, and it was so exciting. Like, oh, the ambiance. It was like a little too bougie maybe, but also kind of like cool.
No, that is great. I feel like I get in a rut of going to my favorite restaurants or coffee shops like over and over again. And it is nice to try new places because you could find a new favorite place.
For sure.
That's a good one. My 4th one kind of actually goes with the weather thing. I guess that's why I wrote it after. But like being cozy. Like there's nothing I love more than like cuddling up under a blanket with a sweatshirt, a cup of tea, putting on a candle, putting on like a vinyl.
Yes.
Like and this is better in the winter. I will give winter a point for like coziness. Because being cozy, like, you know, I feel like we live such busy lives, but every once in a while I'll have a night to myself where I can just like watch TV, you know, and like sit there and like I get cozy and it's a good time.
Nice. It's nothing.
Do you have
like
a fire? You have a fireplace, right?
I do, but I'm terrified of burning fires in it.
Me
actually.
too. I don't light it.
I don't.
But I'm
light
sure it would be cozy. if
Well,
we
okay,
did.
okay. There's a difference between lighting a candle and lighting a fire in a fireplace.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to actually like maintain a fireplace and make sure that it's like, you know, safe and not super full of dust to burn a fire.
Right.
Girl, I don't know. That scares me. But
No, I literally have no skills to do that, and I would never trust myself with that. But it would be cozy.
it would be
You know,
so
maybe we
nice.
could get one of those like fake fire heater thingies.
Yeah,
or, like,
no, I've seen those. They're like kind of expensive, but they look really nice. Actually, so the thing I did to kind of make that, I don't know, replicate that just a little bit in a way that didn't freak me out, is I got these like fake candles that like they're like battery operated, and it feels super cozy when I like turn
And you
them
put
on,
them
and I
in
put
the
them in the
fireplace?
fireplace. Yeah,
I've seen people do that.
I like them,
need to do
actually.
that. That's a great idea.
they're really
Do you
nice.
light them all at once?
Yeah,
Like-
so like they're like remote
Oh.
controlled. You can light them all at
Cool.
one time. My
Girl,
complaint
you're
with
giving
them
me
is that
ideas.
like they require like AA batteries, which are expensive.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that's a great idea though. I should do that because hey, talk about cozy.
Yeah, highly recommend. I got them on the Zon.
Okay, thank you.
So I wrote this while I was there, so this is why it's relevant. But sometimes I work from home most of the week. Sometimes I go into the office, and sometimes I go elsewhere. And usually what I mean by elsewhere is I walk to my local library, and I really like the local library. It's a cozy place. It smells like books. And there are like 3 rooms with doors that I sit in because I usually have to take meetings and I don't want to do that in the middle of the library. So when I get to go to the library and all like one of the rooms is available and I can just like walk right in and I don't have to find a corner to sit in and hope I don't need to be on a meeting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Finding an available room is like, oh yes, I feel like I need to be here today.
Oh, I love that. I love a library or a bookstore. Absolutely. My next one is I wanted to write one about my dog, and I was gonna say like cuddling my dog, and I'm like, that's kind of boring. But you know what brings me a lot of joy is my dog doing funny things. Like, my dog makes me laugh every day. He's so goofy and weird, and like he just has his little quirks like most dogs do. I'm sure Romana does too. And it's like they just make you laugh. Like, they just make you laugh. They're so like clever, and they try to trick you. Like, I don't know, Rupert will do funny things where I'm like, you're so smart, but you're bad. Like, I don't know. He's just funny.
Bad news.
Yes, he's bad news, but we love him.
I know. I love my dog. My thing with my dog is I'm gonna make this my next one. Is like I get this like satisfaction of just like smooshing her face. Just like specific, not just like petting my dog or cuddling my dog, but just love to smoosh her face.
Yes. Oof. Yes. I kiss Rupert's cheek, which is kind of weird because he's not a human. Like, I'll kiss his cheek as if he's a human, so like all the time. It's like just fur in my mouth, like.
Same though. Oh God. Okay. That I just made that mine, so go ahead.
Oh, you made that your next one. Okay. My next one is getting snacks on a road trip. Ooh. Is like the highlight of my life.
Road trip snacks, as the kids say, trip snacks, hit different.
Either bringing your own snacks or like going, or better yet, going to the gas station and picking out some snacks.
Oh, I love like, buying it from the gas station.
If you're really going to go all out, I like to sometimes get a salty, a chocolate, and a fruity, just all the food groups, you know, and it's so exciting.
All the food groups.
And then you feel sick and get a headache because you're not eating full meals and you're eating nasty snacks, but it's so good.
I know.
It gives me a headache every time.
Super bloated.
Because yes, I have a headache when I'm done traveling. I feel sick, like getting out of the car. I do.
But it's
because
awesome.
You're not eating meals.
Listen, you know? I can buy those same snacks and eat them at my house, and they taste different when you're eating them in the car. I don't know what it is.
No, you can, but I feel like if I'm snacking at my house, I'm also eating regular meals, whereas like road tripping, I'm just eating the snacks like as a meal, and then that's where I get sick because that's not sustainable.
Oh, man. I wrote this while I was working. So one thing I was thinking of was like hearing your boss telling you that you did well on a project. Like, that's such a nice feeling, you know?
That is nice. Yeah, because like in the day in and day out rat race, they might not like tell you how amazing you are every day, but like
right. Well,
every once in a while.
I feel like when it's super often, it feels maybe disingenuous to me. But like when it's like, hey, I really like the way that you did this thing. Like, you know what? Wow, thank you. I feel appreciated in my work.
Yes, I love that. That's a great one. Next one is like wearing an outfit that you love and feel really confident in, whether that's a new outfit or whether you've like kind of styled something differently or just an outfit you've had forever that you love. Like, I feel there's nothing better than that feeling of like wearing an outfit you love. Honestly, like you feel on top of the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Girl,
a great feeling.
Are you referencing that outfit you wore last Friday? Because you looked so cute.
No, but we definitely send each other outfit pics like fairly frequently. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's so I sent her a picture because like now that it's fall, we're bringing out the Docs again. I feel like Doc Martens, if we were going to have anyone sponsor us on this podcast, we talk about Docs. Literally, we've been talking about them since like episode 2 on this pod. And we still bring them up like on a regular basis.
Docs.
Why aren't they if Docs can sponsor us, because that makes total sense.
That makes
for
so
Doc
much
Martens
sense for them to want to sponsor us. Yeah,
sponsor us. I think it makes so much sense. You know, it just goes right along with disability and like.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
freedom of expression. That's what they're all about.
Right. I don't know why they haven't contacted us. Yeah. Our podcast is like
very famous
at this point. Very famous.
Very famous. So, speaking of outfits, though, going for a walk when it's like 60 degrees.
Oof.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better. I love going on walks. I moved to a city not that recently now, but it's been like a year and a half now. And we have really nice sidewalks, and so I just love, I mean, when I went to the library today, like, just love going on a walk. I got to wear like a layer, and I'm wearing like a light sweater today, like just a thin sweater, It was amazing, and I felt
I love
so good.
walking. Like, I love walking. It's actually one of my favorite hobbies. I love it.
Walking is so nice.
I walk my dog, and I love it. My next one, I like to sing a lot. I've always loved to sing. So I was, like, thinking about singing, though, and, like, in what ways we do it. And you know what? Singing in the car with your friends is so fun. Like, and obviously you're not even, like, really singing. It's, like, for fun. But it's like one of my favorite things to do is sing in the car with my friends.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love
Or my
singing
family.
in my kitchen. Like,
Ooh, that's a
feel,
good one.
I feel like I'm in my kitchen a lot, or like sometimes when I'm doing dishes or when I'm like baking something, like, I'll turn on an album I really love and like, I just go to town. Like, it's so much fun.
It is fun.
Okay, my next one is getting a package. I love getting a package.
That's so good.
Whether it's like a useful thing from Amazon, just like or like a new like clothing item, or just something that you've wanted for a while, just like seeing that when you open your door, so exciting. It's like Christmas morning.
That is so good. Yeah, I mean, when you order it for yourself, it's exciting, but especially if it's from someone else, which is fairly rare, but still very exciting.
Love that.
Oh my gosh. It's so fun. I love mail. I love snail mail, like, in any capacity.
Exciting.
You know what's funny? My next one almost goes along with, I mean, not really, but it kind of can be in that segment, is picking out the perfect gift for someone.
Yes. I was thinking about putting this on my list.
And I knew you would. I knew you would agree. When you find that perfect gift for the person, and, like, there's two exciting parts of it. The first exciting part is, like, finding it and, like, having it and, like, being excited to give it to them. And then the second part is, like, giving it to them is obviously so fun, too. Cass and I, one of our big love languages is gift giving. And, like, it's so fun to think about it and, like, think about what to get the person. And I love it. I love making people gifts. Like, ugh.
I love that feeling when you're like looking around at like a store, or you're like scrolling on your phone and like you see something and you're like, that would be perfect for like so and so. And then, you just like jump right on it because you're like, this is like, I can't sleep on this. I'm going to forget. Like, this is going to be such a fun gift. And yeah. It's that thing.
Or when like they mention something in passing and you're like, ooh, I'm going to remember it. And then I like keep a note in my phone literally for like,
I know. I did this with my friend Diana last year for her birthday, which is actually this month. For her birthday, she mentioned that she really liked those like 1950s, I think they're actually from older, but those like 1950s, like they're borderline creepy cat clocks.
Yes.
And I went online and I'm like, wow, you can get them online. And so like it's like mailed it to her and I was just so excited.
Yes, I love that so much.
Okay. Mine, this makes me think of what you said about road trip snacks, but I will put, periodically buy just, like, a bag of trolley worms. They're my favorite candy. I love sour gummies, and I can't keep them around in the house because I will eat them all at once. But sometimes if I have to go to the pharmacy, or if I'm walking by the pharmacy, like, I'm going to pop in and I'm going to buy myself a bag of trolley worms, like...
Yes, I love trolley worms. Are also my favorite. They're not my favorite candy, period, because chocolate exists, but they're my favorite fruity candy of all time.
I would say that I like trolley worms more than more than chocolate.
More than chocolate.
Wow,
Yeah, well, you're
my
more
brain
of a
is
fruity,
like shutting down.
I'm like completely addicted to chocolate though, and I feel like you're more of a fruity person than I am with the fruit desserts and stuff. But like trolley worms, you know what hits different? Seriously though. Trolley worms at the movie theater specifically.
Okay, so this is shocking. I hardly ever had movie theater snacks.
Really?
Yeah, I like.
Have you ever, like, what would you pick if you could pick a
Junior
movie theater
Mints.
snack? Oh yes,
Junior
That
Mints.
was my childhood go-to. Was the Junior Mints.
My mom, that's one of my mom's, like, if she's like, she doesn't often buy candy. But if she buys candy, like, sometimes she'll just be like, oh, look, Junior Mints. And so, like, she'll just, like, have some of them.
They're so underrated. And there's so much, I feel like you only eat Junior Mints at the movie theater. I feel like it's not very often that you would just buy Junior Mints at, like, the
Yeah.
drugstore or whatever.
Yeah.
Why is that? Sometimes, like, I don't like buying candy from the movie theater, but sometimes I'll, like, buy it at Walgreens before.
Yeah, and bring it in.
movie.
Yeah.
Yes, but no, I
love to just
I
like
just
smoosh
love
them in my mouth. They're so like pleasant texture.
they're so good. I like sucking on it and, like, the chocolate melts a little.
Everyone
They're
eats
good
them
frozen,
differently.
What?
Everyone eats them differently.
They do. Well, because some people freeze them. And that sounds good, too.
Oh, wow.
But wait. Why is it that Junior Mints are 40 times better than the York peppermint patties?
Okay.
Would you agree with
Here's
this?
my pitch. This is like really important content here.
Yeah, this is so important. Hey, we have time. We're going.
Here's my
don't
pitch
care.
for York peppermint patties. There's a very it's like such a blind thing for me to say. You have to tell me that you've noticed this too. There's a very soft, slight, subtle sound when you bite into a York patty. And I love that sound.
So you eat them for the sound.
Yes. I mean, okay, they're really good. I like them. They're different. So, like, Junior Mints are more gooey, and then, like, York patties are more airy inside. But, like,
Okay.
there's,
And
like,
then where
this-
do Andy's mints fall?
Oh, I love mint and chocolate though. So like honestly,
Me too.
I like them all.
Well, wait, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off though. What were you go on
The
about the
sound,
texture?
it's like this very like soft like puff of like I don't even know how to explain it because
a puff.
it's like a soft like sound that happens when you like first like if you take a York patty and you like break it in half next to your ear.
Yeah.
It's
I
that
know
like
what you
it's
mean.
that soft sound. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah. No, okay. See, I don't really like them. I love mint chocolate, but not really Yorks. But I did go to Marble Slab Creamery a lot as a child, which is an ice cream place. I'm sure most people know what it is. And anyway, I would get York, similar to that. And I would get York peppermint patties like in the ice cream, and they would get really hard and chewy, and I loved them that way, like when they were frozen.
Oh, neat.
I loved them but I feel like it's like Junior Mints, then Andy's Mints, then York for my tier list that everyone cares about.
Ooh, that's hard. I'm really bad at picking favorites.
Yeah,
I have to
that's
really
fair.
think about them.
They all have their are those the only mint chocolates? I think so, but
Those are the
They all
ones
have
that
their-
come to my mind. This was a series. This was like a couple minutes of very important content about mint chocolate
very
candy.
important content. Very. I don't even know who was next. I think it was me. Because I think you just did the trolley worms. Is that where we were?
Yes.
Okay. This next one is a funny, like a feeling I feel a lot of days in my life. So I love YouTube and I love podcasts and I follow a lot of different people. I'm subscribed to a lot of different people. When I am going about my day and I see that one of my favorite content creators, either on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, has updated, uploaded a new video or podcast, and I'm like so excited to hear, like it has a really good title and it's like from a good person I like. Like that's a great feeling because even if I can't listen to it right then, I have something to look forward to that day, like while I eat
feel
my
that.
lunch. Like that's such a good. Maybe you guys feel that way about Rare with.
I was
when
just
you
gonna say that because I finished your.
sandwiches.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love that so much. Okay, so this was bound to be on this list, and it is here. Okay. So I'll say it and then backstory. So getting a set list at a concert, and for those that
Yes.
for those that don't understand what this means, if you stand right at the front row of a concert, right up at the barricade, so to speak, right, and you're usually there because you really like music or you really like the band that's playing, and when the show ends and the encore has happened and the band is definitely not coming back and the people are starting to tear down, there is the set list is what each musician has on stage with them. Usually it's like taped to the ground or something that has just the list of songs in the order that they played them in at that show, and it's each musician has their own set list, right? And they'll like hand it out afterward. Not the band even. It's just like maybe the venue people or whatever. But like
Yeah.
it's so deeply satisfying to be like sometimes there's multiple too, but not everyone gets one. So like to be the person that gets that like magic piece of paper is like so like it's like I won the prize of the proof that I was here at this show tonight seeing this band. And for a fan, it's like a big deal. So like wildly enough, I've seen a few shows in the past month, and 3 of them were bands that I followed for like over 5 years, almost probably around 10 years. And I got set lists at all 3 of those shows for those like acts that I followed for a long time, and it just like I think I like shed tears. I shed real tears.
No, yeah, you have been the person to get the set list so many times recently. Like every concert she comes home from, she's like sending me a memo like, I got the set list again, and I was like, girl, what? Like, it's amazing. But why, bringing everything back to blindness, why is my first thought when you said like the set list is on the ground is like if we were like a rock star in another life that we would not know what song was next because we can't see the set list on the ground, and that stresses me out to even think about. But I love that you have gotten the set list so many times.
Yeah, I have like 4 set lists that I've gotten in my life. And I need to find something to do with them, how to display them.
Yes. And that was not sarcasm. I know we've been sarcastic quite a few times tonight. I genuinely am proud of you because that's really cool. Okay, my next one actually weirdly kind of goes along with yours, except not, but kind of related. Live performance, live theater or concert or whatever, just being in a, like being either the performer or the audience is both are great. But like I was thinking as an audience member, just like the unpredictable part of it, not knowing what's going to happen, but also just the energy, the buzz, like in the room and the excitement and the people around you. It is like such an amazing feeling, and there's nothing like it. Like I love TV and I love like media that you can watch at your house, but like there's something about live performance, and it'll never die for that reason. I think it's amazing.
I watched a lot of live concerts or not live concerts, but like I've watched a lot of virtual shows back in 2020 when we couldn't go anywhere. And it was great. It was obviously better than nothing, but then going back to seeing like live music, it's absolutely not the same.
Yes, so true.
Okay, mine is watching a TV show that you love with your best friend and deconstructing it.
Who does that?
That's so weird, right?
That's so weird, but like that sounds incredible. How many times have we done this? We've done this twice now?
Yeah.
Twice? Yeah. That's about right.
I feel like it's been more, but I think it's because we took this really long break with Steven Universe and then like resumed earlier this year.
We've done Steven, we've done SpongeBob. We are moving on soon to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
It is happening, y'all. I'm very
excited. It is
happening.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I feel like it's a good fall-winter show, so I'm ready.
Although I watched it, the first time I'd seen it was in the dead of summer. It was like July.
Me too. It was July and August, but that's fine.
We'll live.
But yeah, no, that's such a fun thing we do together, and like it's so great, and it makes you like enjoy the show that you're watching more too, because you have to like critically think about what you're watching.
And like I think with us, as a reminder, we're long distance friends. Casey lives in Tennessee and I live in Ohio, and neither of us can drive a car because we're blind. But like we don't get to see each other very often, and we mostly communicate with like voice memo texts and calls and all that good stuff. But like having a regularly scheduled thing to talk about every day, it makes us, I don't know, it makes me feel closer to you.
Yeah, no, it's like a fun bonding thing to do, and it's really fun. I love that one. Okay, my next one is when someone is really passionate about something that you don't know much about, but like they are really excited about it. Like I was thinking about my nephew. He's like obsessed with sports. And listen, no offense to anyone listening, I don't like sports, okay? Like, not very much. Like, I am so happy for other people that love them, and I know they play a great role in this world. And I never grew up, I've never done a sport. I've never played a sport. I never grew up doing them. I never grew up watching them. I never watched them on TV. So, like, I don't hate them. I don't have anything against them. I just don't like them, right? But, like, my nephew, like, loves sports. And it's so fun to see someone be so passionate about something, even if you don't know anything about it. Because, like, it just makes you interested. Like, you can't help but, like, look at their excitement and be like, oh, well, what is, and I'm learning about sports through my nephew. Never thought this would happen.
That's
but
so
like
cute.
that's just one example, though. There's so many things in my life of, like, my friends are really into, like, animals or, like, other things that I don't know as much about, and I'm like, oh, like, tell me more about that, because you're so excited about it that, like, it makes me want to hear about it, you know?
It's so fun to enjoy other people's excitement.
Yes.
Okay, I forget. Are we on number 14 or 15?
14.
14. Okay.
You went before. Yours might be 15 because, well, no, I have 2 more left.
Okay.
We can edit this out. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I had, like, gone out of order, which is why I was confused.
I see.
Okay. So, okay, my next one is this doesn't happen that often, and a lot of times, like, when it's happened online, but winning a prize from the radio. Man, when I can get a pair of tickets for free to go to something that I already probably was going to pay to go for, to pay to go to, it's super exciting. Or, like, something brand new that maybe I wouldn't have gone if it weren't free. And, like, this has happened a few times. With the radio also, they have, like, I'm talking a bunch about music this episode. I wonder why. I must like it.
I wonder
why. Sometimes, when some artists come into town for their tour, earlier in the day, they'll play this really short, like, 3-song, kind of scaled back acoustic set at the radio station. And it's a very limited audience, and you have to win your way in. And I've gotten to go to a couple of them, and it's just, it's so exciting. It's so cool. Sometimes there's a meet and greet after too, which is very exciting. But yeah, it's super special.
That's so exciting, because it's, like, not only the excitement of getting to go, but also the excitement of just winning the prize, because it's, like, the odds of it all. It's like the jittery feeling you get. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. That's so fun. My next one is A Quiet Morning. You know, I feel like I'm 90 years old, but, like, I love if I have. Sometimes I am rushed in the morning. I'm 90. It's fine. Sometimes I'm rushed in the morning, but if I'm not, I love, like, a peaceful morning, like a quiet morning. Like, there's not much going on. Like, you get to, like, relax a minute before the craziness of the day starts, and, like, you know, even just pouring that cold water, you know,
that
into
cold Brita filter
water into that water bottle. You know, I do like a good morning routine, and it's nice when you can be relaxed and not rushing, you know.
Yeah. Oh. I love that. That's so sweet.
Yeah, you know.
I think this is just because this is something my family does a lot. I love celebrating things and celebrating other people. My dad was always like this growing up, where he would find any small excuse to celebrate. And, you know, we've always made that, like, a family joke, like, oh, something happened? Let's celebrate. Like... So we just celebrated on Sunday something, and we got to, like, get a fun, nice dinner. But it's always fun when you have, like, an excuse to be excited.
I love that. I feel like I'm a lot like that too. Like, I love holidays, I love themes, and, like, if there's any excuse to, like, have a little party or a little celebration, or even go out to eat, like you said, like, I live my life that way too. Like, I love that. It's so fun. Like, I even talked about this in the last podcast. I'm having my nephews over for, like, a little fall party, Halloween thing, just, like, to hang out with them and, like, celebrate. You know? Yes, a little trick or treat. It's gonna be fun. But I love that. I love that. I remember during the pandemic, you and your family did a lot of cute little, like, outdoor parties.
Yeah,
and
we did.
Things like, well, not to to clarify, it wasn't parties with a lot of people. It was like her family. It was
Yeah,
like,
we
that she was living
made
with.
like parties in quotes where like my
Yes.
parents and I would sit on our deck and we decorate it and we just eat like a special meal that we'd cook, you know?
Yeah. I made it sound like you were like having a bunch of people.
Oh, like a rager, yeah, with like 25
rager
people.
during the pandemic. But no, I love that. Like, I think that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
My last one is, okay, this is a really specific one. Okay, I like theme parks a lot. Like, I like Disney. I like Dollywood. Like, I've been to different theme parks. And, like, of course, you love the food and the rides and the shows and the parades, whatever. You know what I love, though? Like, just walking around, like, a theme park. Like, I like...
Oh, just like... sorry,
like,
you cut out for a sec. Just like... For like ambiance.
Yeah, I like you know what I
that.
like the best, like you know what the best feeling in the world is, and Disney is really good for this. Walking around with no plan and like catching something that like happens that you weren't expecting. Like the Dapper Dans randomly coming out, or like a little Muppet show, or like a little parade or whatever that you were just walking by and like happened to see it, like serendipitous. Like that's like one of my favorite parts, and I don't like it when people, and I do this sometimes, but I don't love it at a theme park when people are like rushing like this because and I know you have fast passes, you have to get some places, but I liked like when we were there, I felt like we've been to Disney a few times together, but I felt like there were some moments where you know, we were just like walking like, oh, let's go in the bakery, or let's, you know, I love those moments. So
I feel like we accidentally did that back in when we talked about the NOAA conference several episodes ago. We were just kind of walking around, and then we were like, oh, look, people gathered. Oh, look, the fireworks show. And then we actually ended up getting a really good spot in the accessible section. But like, it was just, I mean, we just happened to walk into it, you know?
Sometimes, it's that magical aspect of like those surprising things happening that I live for that. I love that.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was so fun. And we don't have a game because I feel like this was kind of game-ish.
A game, yeah.
But we could do some housekeeping notes.
Housekeeping notes. Don't forget to follow our social medias. On Instagram, we're at rare.with.flair, and then at rarewithflair with everything else. Sometimes I look just to see if regular Rare with Flair is still occupied, and it
has died out. And also send us an email, hello@rarewithflair.com. We love to hear from you because on podcasts it's a little different. Also, leave us a review, 5 stars preferably if you want.
Yeah. We don't have a review incentive anymore because Casey already did her fantastic dog voice, but
we
still appreciate all the reviews that we can get.
We still certainly want them. Even though the dog voice is coming on, it doesn't mean you should stop reviewing.
If you like what you hear, you hit that 5-star button.
And we do try to respond to Insta DMs and things like that too. If you want to like ask a question or like have a suggestion or have an idea topic you want to hear us talk, you know, anything like that. We are here for you.
Absolutely. So, thanks so much for listening, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Bye!